What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KSL. We're now in the Final Four. Only Protoss remaining here.
Yep. I mean, that's just the way it is. GSL's kind of doing the same thing right now.
Very
but
strange.
At least the players that we have left are very exciting. Stork is still in the tournament here at KSL. He'll be playing tonight. Is he going to make a finals for the first time in like 100,000 years?
Well, upset after upset after upset, he has moved through this tournament, beating players that really are at the top of their game right now in modern Starcraft. So it's been very exciting to see him move on. It'll be tough. I think he does have a shot here, though.
Yeah, I think he certainly does. I mean, Mini is good, but I don't think that it is undoable for Stork. I got to ask you, though, Tasteless.
Yeah.
How many upsets does Stork need to have before you stop calling them upsets? Me and Stork want to know. He told me to ask you because he's sick of it.
Well, I think once we're done with this tournament, I actually probably will stop calling them upsets. But for now, I'm going to stay on the fact they were upsets.
Okay.
If you want an actual answer, that's probably what I'll do. I didn't expect him to get this far. I don't think anybody did. Even when he got the 3-0s, I thought, oh, that's so cool. He's done it. He's back, but he keeps doing it. And if he wins this tournament, by the way, that would be the coolest possible result.
Yeah, that would be the best result. Him and Rain, I think, are both great. Actually, if Mini wins, it's pretty good, too, when you think about it. You just got the finals of ASL.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy that's left?
No idea, Artos.
Who
It's another
cares?
Protoss.
If that guy wins, who cares? That guy could ruin the tournament. So here is where we are right now. We are on the 30th of May. Semifinals. Of course, we only have 3 days left total. Isn't that crazy?
It is. We are getting very close to the end here. I know if you guys have been regular watchers of this show, especially if it's live, do be ready for it to be on a weekend. We're normally broadcasting Thursday and Friday every week. But yeah, our finals is rapidly approaching. As you can see with our map lineup, we have a lot of very new maps, and we have some quite old school maps like Coliseum and Medusa. Fighting Spirit and Circuit Breakers, kind of the most played maps now in modern StarCraft 1.
Yeah, very close to the latter map pool at the moment. We've had pretty interesting games on these maps so far, and we did the map draw for the round of 4. It's going to be Coliseum for the first map today and tomorrow.
That's right. Coliseum is a tricky map in PvP. While you absolutely will always get your expansion up, unlike Gladiator, for instance, where the ramping is controlled, the bottleneck exit point of your base is oftentimes a location that's fought over to control, because if you can box in one player, it's very, very, very difficult to ever get out. Mm-hmm. And so we do want to be watching for that here. And as you can see, as mentioned before, we have nothing but Protosses now in the KSL. And the same phenomena, not quite as profound and pronounced, but same phenomena happening here in GSL. We're not all the way through that tournament, but Protosses are murdering. This is unusual, guys. I don't know what to say. The Protoss players have figured something out.
They have. They're doing a great job this season. We'll see if that continues forward, but we will have a Protoss champion, Snow and Mini, both big league runner-ups. In ASL, Stork, of course, he has a championship for back in the day. He's been to the finals before. He's been all over the place before. One of the greatest Protoss of all time. But a modern championship, it's hard to get, man. Like, these tournaments are so stacked. The pro scene is huge right now as well.
This is really a story about the young versus the old. Stork is such a storied player. He's been in many very important moments in StarCraft 1, really leading the way, figuring out how this race operates, what you can exploit with builds. A real innovator. But, yeah, Mini is young, he is fresh, and he's got a very new approach to Protoss. But let's also point out, Stork seems to be the master at winning best of 5s or best of 7s. He comes in here with something very intelligently planned out, and I'm very curious to see how he's going to try to approach this matchup here against Mini.
Well, there's not a question he has more experience in that way than anyone else. He's made it so deep in so many tournaments before in his career, and he was a coach. So This guy knows how to plan a series.
Do come down to our studio. If you're here, make a sign. If we like the sign here at KSL, we'll give you a prize. We're giving out a lot of stuff. There were boxes in the hallways. Mm-hmm. All sorts of cool stuff we're giving out here. It's a cool venue, too, just down in the Gangnam area. We also are giving away box sets of the Voice of Legend edition for StarCraft.
Yes, it's 3 voice packs, or actually 4 voice packs, one of all 3 of them, and some other stuff in there as well. You definitely do want to check this out. Yeah, support StarCraft. Check it out.
And it's really cool that Blizzard's continuing to support StarCraft 1 through the ages. You know, I don't think any game has to go away. And one of the best parts about StarCraft and we're seeing this with Starcraft 2 now, is it's been out for so long, we really can flesh out a real story and a real narrative.
And yeah, it's really cool if you can win one of these box sets. They are, of course, only in Korea. You can get the announcers online. But yeah, if you're here in Korea, go down to Emart and pick one up. That's the Korean
Or
Walmart.
Toys R Us, which apparently is still around here.
There's a few of them.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah, they're generally part of department stores. They're like a little section,
Toys
toy
R Us
section that they do.
Toys R Us is gone in the U.S., right?
I believe it is.
I think it actually closed down. I think I
so.
remember people tweeting about that in the news. That's sad. Did you go there as a kid?
I don't want to grow up.
Because if I
Toys R
did,
Us kid.
I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah. Well,
Be a Toys R Us adult, though.
they didn't get a Toys R Us in my small town until I was a bit older and didn't really care as much about Toys R Us.
Okay.
Like that was the point where I was buying video games, so I went there to look at the video games.
Oh yeah, there used to be this show for Toys R Us where they would have this contest where you could get a shopping cart and run through the store, and any toy you could put in the cart, you'd win. I saw this on TV, and I was always losing my mind if they didn't go to the video game section because that's the only place you need to go.
Yeah.
You go in there.
Your value
it's all in one small
per
area. Yeah. These kids are idiots. They need to go to the video game section immediately.
Where are
One
they
kid
getting
did it.
Super Soakers?
Yeah, Super Soakers or dolls.
A bunch of Stretch Armstrongs.
Yeah,
it's
it's
my
like,
God.
buddy.
Yeah. I need Cabbage Patch Kids. No, you don't.
You do
need
not.
video games.
Yeah. You don't need the farm edition of the Ninja Turtles, okay? Whatever those
that
abominations
was the worst. I can't
were.
Even, when they let those out, man, that was the end of buying Ninja
I remember
Turtles.
being a salty kid just watching that. We got a quick video.
No, we don't have a quick video.
Oh, we don't.
We are announcing the finals.
Yes.
They're going to be here. Wait, actually, the Nexon Arena. Never mind then. That's in Gangnam, which is really cool. I thought it was here, but it's not.
It was a surprise just for you, Artosis.
Okay. Anyways, it's going to be apparently at 4 p.m. KST. We're going to be selling the tickets online. You can definitely buy some tickets and come down. Look at how much stuff we're giving away.
Yeah.
30 HyperX mouses, 30 keyboards, 30 headsets, 100 mouse pads, and 10 StarCraft Remastered mouse pads. Those things are badass.
That's exciting.
I wish I had one of those.
We could steal some. We could try to steal
There's
some.
only 10. They're going to notice.
There's going to be 9 soon. We cover for each other. It's plausible deniability of Artosis. If we just keep lying and they don't watch this VOD, we could get away with it.
As soon as they bring me in a room, I'm going to tattle on you. They'll be like, Casus is telling us
Casus
right now.
made me do it.
Yeah.
He's a real bully. So we're going to be bringing our players out in just a little bit here. This is a best of 7, by the way. I know we've been doing best of 5s throughout most of KSL. But it's going to be tricky here. PvP, there's a lot of bluffing that goes on early on in this matchup. And, the teching in this specifically is quite rigid. So we'll unpack that more. But first, a quick video for you guys.
저번에 인터뷰 때 알게 됐는데 거의 3,000일 이상 걸렸더라고요. 8강만 가도 본전이라고 생각했거든요. 근데 4강을 가게 되니까 너무 꿈만 같고 기분이 좋습니다.
SCB가 고쳐봅니다만은 안 되죠. 추가면역 많아. 자, 변현재가 4강 진출.
예선이 16강만큼 엄청 힘들어가지고 떨어질 수 있다는 생각을 항상 가지고 있었기 때문에 너무 기쁜 것 같아요.
와. 야.
8년 전에 이제 한창 선수 생활을 할 때는 항상 4강에 갔던 것 같은데 이렇게 오랜 세월이 지나서 보니까 4강이 정말 오기 힘든 곳이라는 걸 알게 됐고 정말 이번 기회를 감사하게 생각하고 있습니다.
헛블랙에서 너무 느려요. 아, 또 묶었어요. 잠깐만 좀 어떻게 해야 될 것 같아요.
차이상으로도 정말 종잡을 수 없을 정도로 좀 많이 변수를 많이 두는 플레이라서 제가 상대하기에 자신이 없어하는 선수고요. 이제 준비하는 과정에 있어서 빌드적인 부분이나 여러 부분에서 머리가 터질 것 같은데 잘 준비해서 좋은 결과를 이끌어내야 될 것 같아요.
이거 탱크 다 잡아요. 이거 탱크 다 잡아요.
정파 선수들이 이제 정파 선수들이 좀 큰 변수를 안 두면 좀 좋아하거든요. 병구 형이 좀 그런 변수 없이 게임을 해가지고 상대적으로는 편한 것 같아요.
간파하기가 힘들고 상대하기 까다로운 부분이 있어요. 그래도 실력적인 기준에 있어서는 정파 스타일을 기준으로 많이들 보고 있으니까 대회에서는 좀 더 유리하지 않을까요? 특히 KSL은 다전제로 치러지기 때문에 모든 게임을 그렇게 4파 스타일로 준비하기는 힘들거든요. 그래서 제 스타일에 강점이 있다고 생각을 합니다. KSL 대회 처음에 예선을 했던 그 날짜가 제가 아들을 출산한 지 한 3일인가 4일밖에 안 됐을 때예요. 그래서 뭔가 가족한테 큰 선물이 될 것 같고 끝까지 남아주시는 팬분들도 가족이라 생각하고 뭔가 보답해줄 수 있는 기회가 되지 않을까 싶어서 꼭 결승에 가고 싶습니다.
일단은 16강에서 저를 이겼던 상대가 이제 시즌 1이나 시즌 2 둘 다 우승을 했기 때문에 제가 올라만 가면 제가 우승할 기운이라고 생각이 들고 있어요. 병구 형은 일단 육아에 전념하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
제가 옛날에 우승할 때 이제 정말 쟁쟁한 선수들만 매 라운드에 꺾고 우승을 했거든요. 그때 기분 생각이 나니까 이번 시즌에도 꼭 그런 느낌으로 우승할 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다.
이제 병구 형도 4강에서 각오하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going into game one in just a second here. We're going to bring in our two players. First, the old school, the legendary, it's Stork.
Yeah, you can see he really wants to get that old feeling back of making it to the finals. We're going to see if he's able to do it against this guy, Mini. He's a bit of an abnormal Protoss. Even some of his nicknames that he uses, like Musapa, kind of point towards that. You know, it kind of means like unorthodox, a little bit, kind of.
He really does play like that, too.
Yeah.
I would say if these guys had to play 100 games, Mini wins way more. But in a best of 7,
Really?
I think Stork has a really good shot at winning. Yeah, I think so.
I actually disagree. I think in a shorter series, Mini is going to do a little bit better. Like, if they play 10 games, Mini is going to win more. But if they play 100 games, I think Stork starts coming out on top. Because if you play unorthodox for long enough, your opponent is going to eventually, to steal from the fighting community, download you.
Yeah.
Eventually, Stork is going to catch the vibe in that type of circumstance of what's going on and play some rock-solid builds. And at that point, Mini's going to have to start coin flipping.
I guess we really have different opinions on this. I really thought kind of the opposite of that this is much more going to come down to, you know, Stork being just better planned here, as Mini might be mechanically faster and a little bit cleaner. You know, so much of PvP can come down to just Reaver control, Dragoon Reaver control. And I just feel like Mini is looking better than ever with that.
Yeah, we see some really cool stats right there. Of course, one of the 6 dragons, a Neo King of Protoss, I guess they called him. I don't recall that, but obviously this guy is a storied legend. He goes to the finals 3,044 days since the last time he got to a final. 2010 Bacchus OSL. Wow.
I didn't realize it had been that long.
3,872 days since he won a big tournament. That is more than 10 years. And there are people that play StarCraft for just like 2 years, and then they're like, okay, I'm done. Guys, get on Stork's level.
Yeah, well, this is like you're playing this game for your entire life.
Oh my god, if he goes to the finals, he'll be the first player aged in his 30s in StarCraft Series official league.
Oh, wow, that's a good point.
Yeah, Nesty was actually very late 20s when he won, now that I think about it.
You know what's funny, too, is I think as this goes on, we're eventually going to have somebody in their 40s or even 50s, you know, getting deep into this.
It's coming. Like, if you look at the fighting game, like, Daigo is still one of the best.
Right.
And he's, like, 38 right now, I want to say. And we have some of these pros when they get out of the military, if they come back. You know, that's... If Stork goes to the military, like, later this year, comes back, he's going to be, like, 33, 34 playing again. Then we only got six more years after that, Tasteless, and then there you go. We got new champions of 40 years old.
I do hope this is a close series. I know that, you know, PvP can be a short matchup, and we have had very one-sided series here at KSL, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I got my fingers crossed here.
Go beyond the legend, Mini. Is Jinx against Protoss in a best-of-5?
Now, the thing about Mini is that he does have a very kind of eccentric way of playing StarCraft in general. Like it's very interesting how he comes into some of these games here. PvZ, he was really able to seize complete and total control of that matchup early on, and just kind of crush and dominate. And in PvP, I don't know if I've really got can put my finger on his exact play style. PvT, he's also able to just crash through any kind of defense Terran has and can pull off kill moves I never thought would be possible.
Yeah, it is hard to say exactly how he plays, but he's definitely very fluid in his play. Well, I mean, how much of that's going to come out in the PvP, right? There is a certain amount that you Like, there's definitely mind games and things, but I don't feel like, like, for instance, in PvZ and PvT, he'll, like, just have map control the whole time. He'd be running around, going for counterattacks and stuff. I don't feel like that stuff is as straightforward in PvP. There's definitely times he's going to have to sit back.
Sure, absolutely. There's always a little bit of bluffing that can go on in PvP as well. I mean, there's kind of a hard fork after the cybernetics core of where you want to try to take the game. Do you want to go into a Robo? Well, there's a variety of different ways that can go from there, but there's also the option to go for Dark Templars, or maybe not even go for tech at all. Mass up Dragoons, try to sneak out and expand. The most important part of PvP is the early game. You try to navigate that as well as you can, and if you can't win right there, then you try to pull something off later on. But there's a lot of ways that you can really fumble early on, or get a quick kill early on in PvP.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what types of maps they're going to be choosing for whoever's losing, because the map pool is really varied. It's very diverse, and you can choose maps that are going to be a little bit more gambly, or you can choose maps where you can play the more standard macro game. And who's looking for which edge here, I think, is an interesting topic.
Yeah, it's randomizing your build is very important as well in PvP. I mean, you really can't. If people know your core play style, they can counter it. And so we're going to see probably a wide range of different builds from both of these guys.
Yeah.
The question of when you want to pull DTs out as well is another big factor. Now, we also saw Stork do some interesting stuff with proxying, and on one-on-one maps, that's definitely an option. I don't know if we're going to see it this time around, but it's worth pointing out. I mean, you can do these kind of hyper, almost corny cheeses at the highest level of PvP. I mean, Proxygate is kind of like the epitome of just like, okay,
yeah,
I get it. You want to win quickly here, but it could be quite strong. We're going to go into game number 1. We'll be unpacking more of this matchup throughout our casts here. But anyways, the winner of this series will go on to the finals of the KSL, Stork versus Mini.
So we have Stork in that bottom right and Mini in the bottom left. Coliseum, a little bit of a crazy map for this matchup. You got that like little high ground that's outside the ramp, but then of course you have a high ground for your natural that's on the other side.
Right. So we're going to see what type of builds they're going to do in just a little bit here. Oh, see, now there's a great sign. You can definitely win something with a sign like that. Carrier in the upper left, don't know if we're going to have that in a PvP, but definitely the Reaver and the Dragoon there at the bottom.
Yeah, I think that was a Zealot as well.
Oh, is that what that was on the right? I thought it might have been Templar. Makes sense.
I think it was a Zealot. Either way, what do you expect to see, or what are the sharp builds that are good on Coliseum?
Well, let's start from the very beginning here. Most top-tier PvP starts out with 1-gate openings. Okay, but you can do 2-gate openings. It is possible. It's not generally as strong. But 1-gate is generally what we see. That's generally the way to go. That was one of the reasons why when we saw Stork try to make a gateway inside someone else's man, it seemed like, oh, if it hadn't been spotted, he probably would have gone for 2-gate there. But you're in a race to get tech up. Now, you can make one Zealot. You can cut probes for a little bit and then squeeze one Zealot out, and that kind of is a fix-all for, like, Manor Pylon. A Manor Pylon, by the way, guys, when you put a Pylon in their mineral patches and block in some workers, or everybody block off others and force them to loop around to the back. But sometimes players skip that to get a Dragoon out a little bit more quickly and then try to tech up. And so that's something we want to watch for sure. But from there, it really comes down to, are you going to get a Robo, or are you going to do something risky? Robo basically is the safe play. Almost all Robo builds involve getting an Observer out to stop Dark Templars. And then, of course, you usually will see Shuttles and Reavers made. There are styles where you kind of play more of a catch-all play. It's almost like you're just trying to get their Shuttle and Reaver, and you're trying to expand with it. We might see that as well. But as you can see here, Mini goes for that first Zealot that comes out, and I believe Stork did the same thing here. And this would keep you. It doesn't guarantee that you're okay, but it pretty much makes you safe against, let's say, like 2 gateways in the middle of the map, 2 gates back at home, and there's Zealot rushing you.
Manor pylons.
Right. And even though, generally speaking, 2 gateway zealot rushing is deemed as not as good in PvP, it's still something you have to watch out for.
Yeah.
If you don't respect the fact that that's a possible build, then you would end up getting snowballed. The reason why it's not as good is you just don't get your tech up. When the tech is just more important in PvP. That's usually games are won off of tech.
Now, Stork just went for his second gateway right in front of a mini there. And his Dragoon came out, so the probe had to leave, but I think he canceled his range, did he not? Yes, he did.
Oh, he did.
Is
So
this
is this
a
a
DT
DT rush? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So this is this is going to hit very fast, very hard.
Yeah.
Now, what we want to watch from Mini is there a Robo Bay? Is he just going to get a Nexus up? We're just waiting for the Robo.
Well, when you see the second gate added right there, doesn't it feel like a range rush to take control of the high ground?
Yeah, absolutely.
So pretty intelligent move there, but Mini is not going to be fooled.
No, I think this is a very smart move here from Mini to just kind of play it. He's playing it very vanilla. You know, he's just staying back. He's not doing anything dramatic. Mini is much more interested in trying to bring this into a long game, whereas Stork is racing towards getting these DTs out. Now, detection alone does not mean that you're safe against the DTs. You can use the DTs to run into their base whenever they leave. And so usually, assuming that he doesn't die to the DTs, and he probably isn't, unless Mini did something crazy like skip observers.
Well, if he goes direct into Reaver, I could see them slipping in.
Yeah, but that's usually only popular on maps where you start out on the low ground, maps like Gladiator. And so what you do with the DT rush is you expand very quickly, which we're already seeing Stork do. And you also get a forge of your own because you're afraid of them doing the same thing to you, and you just die to a DT rush yourself. You also can, if you want to be really cheeky, you can actually DT rush and not get your own detection and try to... Go ahead, Artosis.
I was going to say, I think Mini might be going straight into Reaver here. He didn't start his Observatory yet.
Oh
yeah.
my god, you're right.
He's going straight Reaver.
So this is a build that's been popular for about a year and a half now. And I was really confused when I first started seeing it. You know, whether you see that on a ladder game or you see it here. Hold on. Basically, you're trying to win with a push, and I guess he actually did go for that build. Now, the fact that the Dragoons are here, this means that he's going to have to try to attack these before he goes in there for the kill. So I think this game is going to go on, but a very smart move there by Mini to actually attack, and I guess that's kind of a catch-all against the DTs, right?
A little bit, yeah. If they snuck out DTs real fast, you're definitely going to bust through everything else that they have, so that's kind of nice. I guess the DTs aren't likely to do too much damage, but at least he did push the goons back. Now, since he's playing against Reaver, are you just going into like mass range goons at this point to try to catch it?
You mean for Stork?
Yeah.
Well, he needs to get his defense. He needs to be ready for the Reaver push is the biggest threat. And there's, you know, that's cannons and Dragoons, but yeah, you need to get there very quickly. You can rush into Psystorm sometimes, but I don't know if he has enough to actually back that. Basically, you're cutting some corners here when you're going for DTs. Now, one thing we should point out that's pretty important here is that DT that we're looking at right now is waiting to run into the main base when Mini tries to push. So what Mini needs to do is get 2 observers out and then have enough to Reaver push. But I would give the edge to Mini here. If Mini crosses his T's and dots his I's, I think he's going to be in pretty good shape. Keep in mind that where the expansion is for Stork, you can push through into the main and still be dropping and killing workers over in the mineral patches.
Yeah, the Reaver seems like very problematic for Stork, especially since the back of his natural is pointed towards the main of Mini. Mini's army looking very strong right now, and Stork has made a lot of cannons, but unless he snipes that Observer, I don't know how this is going to work out.
Okay, this positioning is quite good here for Stork, but I still think the Reaver is such a huge threat.
Yeah.
Now you see the Protoss kind of make cannons, almost like you see Zerg make sunken colonies against Terran. By the way, this is like just really good control here by Stork. He stayed very calm. He stayed very composed. He did snipe the shuttle. The problem is I don't think there's enough actual units that can walk that are going to be able to fight the Reaver. You know what I'm saying? Like, the cannons are not... Cannons buy you time. The Dragoons are going to try to come in there for the Reaver kills. And, I mean, Mini's just handling this so perfectly.
Yeah, it seems like there's almost nothing to do here. The Reaver's still
Oh,
alive.
my God. Great hit there.
Brutal. And
Now,
it looks like Mini is just going to push for the win.
yeah, I mean, this was a very well-handled game here by Mini. I think a lot of this victory actually came from that first attack where Mini got in there, killed off some of those units that were just trying to help defend. And I think when he did that, this might sound weird if you're watching because, you know, you see that push win. Yeah, that was a big deal. But those Dragoons coming forward and forcing the DTs to defend,
Yeah.
killing off those few units means you have less to defend when the actual Reaver push comes in. Also, I love how Mini was very, very quiet with his Reaver in that push. You know that they're going to try to A, get the shuttle, and then B, get the Reaver. And if you see a shot where you can just take the Reaver out without the shuttle, you'll do that instead.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to sandbag the progress of the rush. But, I mean, Mini handled that so perfectly. He even baited out some of the Dragoons to try to hit his Reaver.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, masterfully done. Really nicely done.
Stork just not having enough there. I feel like part of what went wrong as well, he was way out of position when Mini's initial attack came.
Yeah.
Right? And he was like building a cannon. It wasn't done yet or anything like that. So tough game there for Stork, but I like the idea that he has, right? He tries to fake out a ranged goon rush. And to be honest, Mini could have had a mistake there, right? He was going right up to Reaver Tech. Also, he hadn't done that push. I think Stork is probably winning that game. Yeah, but there's something pretty educational about that game. Like, if you're going to skip the Observer, go ahead and just attack it anyways, because that means the DTs are suddenly forced to try to attack your Dragoons, even if they run by. In case you're wondering what happens if they just beeline it right there. Their Dragoons are going to kill so many of your probes. You're actually taking damage before the DTs have gotten over there and done their job. And so, in a weird way, because the DTs have to chase that is a fix-all for the later Observer. Yeah, yeah. And, with Stork, he canceled his range. So it's not like you can go over and poke and make him think you're still doing it. Tough game there. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, game number 2.
지금 저그 6시로 러커드라 올 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야. 해설은 예측 해설, 무당 해설.
역시 해설은 샤우팅 용준자.
용준이 형, 형 주무실 때 어떻게 해요?
왜?
형 찾아요 지금.
아까 그 선수야? 저 선수 한두 경기로 안 끝나거든.
아직 절반도 안 했어요.
이거 날밤 새겠네. 나 이대빵이 좋은데 또 찾아.
한두 판 같은 소리 하고 있네. 20판은 걸릴 거다. 응? 아니 20시간은 걸릴 것 같다.
나만 찾아 이놈의 인기. 나만 찾아.
근데 형은 뭐 먹는 것만 생각하세요?
선수가 전병력 한 방울씩 갑니다. 자, 상대 안마랑 멀티 밀어냈고요. 다음 이제 생산 건물만 장악하면 지지. 그렇지. 이럴 땐 역시 파카닉 풀업세이드 탱크에 싹 다 녹아. 이건 뭐죠? 사이렌 스톰. 간만에 날 잡고 하는데 잘 안 되네. 어몽 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지. 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 짜증나네. 명언보단 예측이지. 다시 무당이살 가자.
너의 플레이, 상대방의 플레이, 게임의 승패까지 모두 보이는구나. 이거 질 것 같죠? 그러면 제가 흐름 아는데 해설 바꾸겠죠? 제발 맞죠? 할게요.
그렇다면 MC 용주 쇼입니다 마니. 상대 선수 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원 탱커 1번은 세주가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통. 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제. 역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허전 엄대엄이지. 역시 해설은
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다. 해설에 의한, 해설을 위한 해설의 게임을 시작하자.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅, 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
한 분밖에 안 남았는데 그러면 네, 미국으로 가는데요.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이거 이겨요. 와! 그렇죠. 이길 수 있어요. 저희와 함께라면 당신도 프로게이머가 될 수 있습니다. 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
야, 나도 한 판만 하자.
All right, we're back here in the semifinals of the KSL. Right now, Mini with a 1-0 lead over Stork. I got to say that Stork brought a lot of ideas, but Mini really brought some excellent execution there.
Yeah, it was well done. Going on to Overwatch as our next map. This is a 2-player map, but it is a ramped main.
Yes.
What do you expect to see here?
Well, I think Stork's going to have something tailored for the map for sure. I think on Coliseum, when we saw that DT tech, that is kind of an impulse move. You kind of get in a certain situation and maybe they don't scout you and you go, okay, we're going. And you have to make that decision in a split second.
Okay, I think that game it might have been pre-planned because he made the gate right in front of the probe, and it felt like he was trying to be like, "Hey, I'm going range."
No, you just do that when they're scouting you.
Yeah,
you
that's
you
what I'm
basically
saying.
come in, you are going range, but if you can get rid of them, you can push them out fast enough, then you immediately switch into the other build. It's all set up on.
But the timing that he left on was right before the Dragoon came out. It was like just so he couldn't get caught by the Dragoon. So it's not like he just randomly.
If it was pre-planned, and he was getting that upgrade, he would be getting air weapons because it's cheaper.
Yeah,
we don't know. I mean, the thing is, a lot of times you could just kind of cancel everything and go into the DT rush. It just depends on when their probe's going to leave. We're now going to go into Game 2. Mini vs. Stork continues on. Basically, with Dragoons chasing probes, it's a little bit trickier to guarantee that you're going to get that probe that's scouting. Sometimes Dragoons kind of get buggy or get stopped. But once you see that they've left and you know you can actually zone it out, that's when you have to make the split-second decision of, do I just go for DTs? Do I just do it? There are definitely premeditated DT builds, but that one looked to me like something where he was basically saw that the probe was gone, thought, okay, let's do it.
Well, we'll see what he has planned here on Overwatch. We have Mini in the bottom right and Stork in the top left. Love to see some Zealot Russian Tasteless, but I don't think we're gonna.
No, I don't think so. I think one of the reasons why we're not going to have it from Stork is because he did that already in a series earlier on. But this might. I'm most interested, to be honest, to just see what a really, really long macro game would look like with these two.
That would be nice to see. I don't know if we're going to end up seeing it.
It might be tough. Macro game PvPs are actually pretty fun to watch.
They can be super cool, actually.
Yeah.
I really like when it gets into the type of situation where you actually have a bunch of High Templars in there as well.
Right.
Because then, like some of the army movements and splitting army off and taking bases, it all becomes very interesting. It's kind of rare to get to those situations, though, I feel.
Well, so much of it, you basically have to get past this Reaver phase, where neither player can really kill the other one off with Reavers, and people are just so good with Reavers now. But yeah, I mean, it can absolutely be really fun. Or if we get to these situations where, for instance, they're both DT rushing each other, and then they both hold it off,
Yeah. That's always a funny one. Both players with photon cannons and DTs.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's this race to try to get to the storm drop first because you don't have that much else to try to fight that off.
Totally.
I guess when I think about it, if you were in a situation like that, Like if you were to both DT rush each other, I guess you could get a Dark Arc and try to feed back the drops before they come in.
We saw that on a Blue
It was
Storm
best,
game.
right? Best did
Yeah,
that.
I believe it was best actually.
Yeah.
Going feedback against the Dark Templars pretty early on. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was like best versus Rain even, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
That was such a good map on Blue Storm. That was KSL last year, maybe season 1.
I think so, yeah. Very memorable game. Actually, yeah. Then you're right. I was losing my mind what cast of that.
So, keeping that probe alive for the moment. Let's keep that health high so he has a little bit of play with it.
When you're scouting with this probe, in the Protoss's mind, you're basically just ticking boxes here. Saying, okay, there's the range. Should be upgrading. Is there going to be a second gate? Do we see anything else? And then you leave. And this is the point I was talking about where you say, all right, do you want to cancel everything and go for DTs, or do you want to try to take the more standard textbook route?
Yeah, and Mini left, or rather, sorry, Stork left there just in time as well. Right before that goon comes out. What does Stork do? Okay. I mean, Mini? God.
Yeah, Mini's going to go for a Robo. One gate Robo is about as kind of standard as you can go for. Now, I think Stork might actually be making... oh, no, I thought he was going to make a Nexus, excuse me, with that probe coming down there. Sometimes, so here's the trick. If they go one gate and they go for Robo, you can then, if you, let's say that you were a map hacker, right? You just see what they're doing.
Just Expo?
You just expand, yeah. If they're, let's say that they're, going for 3 Gateway Dragoon, well, you could just go for DTs. Or 2 Gate Goon and DTs. There's all these hard counters. So the problem is that if you don't get a Robo or a Forge, and a Forge is sort of a weird circumstantial thing you just get because you can't have a DT rushing and get a Robo at the same time. You don't have enough gas. If you don't get the detection, you are playing at a risk, and you can simply just lose the game.
Well, Mini's going directly into detection here. Maybe Stork kind of force him to feel like he needs to do something like that, but a very safe build from Mini. What's Stork going to go for here? Is it also going to be that Observer? Yep.
Yeah. And
very standard stuff.
Yeah, getting that out right away is never a bad idea. If you want to copy builds, these are good builds to copy, by the way, guys. One thing about laddering is you could try all sorts of crazy techniques, but it's kind of hard at some point in time against players that are just really solid to get away with some of this stuff. Now, we may end up in kind of a one-base arms race here as they both tech up into Dragoon Reavers with late expansions here. We don't have any Nexus thrown down yet. There's a variation that we have seen used, and it's had its popularity throughout all of StarCraft 1, where you get the Robo out, and then you just make a Nexus at their expansion, your expansion, and you have like a Reaver and an Observer, and you have some Dragoons, and you're kind of safe against everything. You can get abused by them doing a Reaver drop into your main, but usually if you can last through that, you're in great shape to go into mid-game.
Yeah. Well, Stork throws down the Nexus immediately. It feels like that would be a good play in Observer versus Observer, because it's hard to get actually aggressive here, especially over that little tiny bridge. Oh, Stork actually backed up? Oh, no, he's close enough. You can't go over that bridge. Get out of here, Mini. But Mini is going into Reavers right away. Looks like Stork will be following him there, but the quicker Nexus. I mean, look at these builds. In my opinion, it looks like Stork's got the better end of it.
Seems like it, yeah.
Just slightly.
Just slightly.
I mean, the builds are only a little bit different, but it makes a difference in the long term.
So I think we might be getting our wish, Artosis. We should be going into a macro game here.
I think so. Especially considering they both have those observers out and they can see exactly the timing of everything. Sees how quick the Nexus is, sees the Observer. He's going to know that a Reaver's on the way, whether or not he gets down there.
Nope, sees it.
Yeah,
pop
there you
out
go.
anyways.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward. It's not like you go Observer and then you're like, now it's time to go Storm. No.
So a lot of times in these circumstances, you'll see both sides go for shuttle speed. Because shuttle speed is just so abusable. By the way, we've got a little skirmish over here. Stork needs to get out of here. If there's Zealots in this fight and you don't have any... Oh, great job there by Mini to take that Observer out. Now, this is what I was talking about from Game 1. When you're watching Mini's footwork here with the army, it looks a little bit better. He seems to be just a little bit stronger, sniping that Observer.
Yeah. It seems like Stork wants to keep the pressure on. He had one more goon during that fight, but of course the Zealot did come late. I don't think there's any way to break in there.
No.
And he's playing a bit blind anyways. He's lost 2 Observers already.
Yeah, You know, this is the problem for Protoss in basically every matchup is trying to keep your observers alive. Because when you lose the observer, I mean, this is the curse of Protoss is that you don't have any good detection, basically. Observers are crappy little units. They don't even have good sight range, really.
You have an upgrade for that, though.
Yeah, they do.
No complaint about that. You just get that upgrade if you're upset about it.
They're terrible units. They're absolutely horrible. And sometimes if you just, like we're going to see here, just immediately snipes that. Now, hold on. What he's doing is he's drawing some attention to the front, but Mini's shuttle is going to pop right in over
Oh, my
here.
God. Ooh, yeah, I don't think so. That one's not in.
Now, very fortunate bugging there with the Scarab hooking on to the mineral patch and then the Nexus.
Gonna try it again.
Oh, my God. He misclicked. He's going to lose
that
that
might be a good
shuttle!
start. That might... Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. So,
well,
real quick, what happened back there was we saw this shuttle come in and he clicked unload not exactly on the ground. It was actually kind of over the ridge.
Yeah.
Unload will operate as a move command.
Yeah.
Even if you can't.
If you can't unload it somewhere, yeah.
It'll just move there, yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it stopped, and then he decided to just go for it. And that's one of these funny things with Reaver dropping. Sometimes you want lightning to strike the same place twice, you know?
Yeah.
The idea is you would actually want to come from some other angle. Now, hold on a second. These Reavers have been neglected here. And so even though we saw that shuttle get picked off, I think Mini's going to come in here with a great assassination.
Yeah. He's losing like all of his goons, though. Everything is going to go down.
Yeah.
That leaves Stork at an advantage still.
Yeah. Mini decided to trade those Dragoons in to get the Reavers. Mini's just in a really bad spot now.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty terrible. And I want to clear something up because we are going to be watching a lot of PvPs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that don't really play the game a whole lot or really, well, I guess that would be kind of the differentiator, but talk about, oh, you know, that RNG of the Scarabs and stuff. There's different, like, risks. Like, when you drop them behind mineral patches, they're way more likely to glitch out of the mineral patches.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
These are, like, risks that the pro gamers choose to take. So it's not like this is just RNG going poorly.
Yeah.
There's also tricks that you do defending against Reavers, like getting your workers into a line, because the Scarab has to actually hit the worker or it glitches.
Yeah,
so
if it's a targeted unit.
Yeah, if it's, like, halfway up the line, the other probes will actually block for it. So it's not like this is some great surprise when it doesn't go off to the pro gamers. So it's not like Stork's getting overly lucky.
Yeah,
here.
no, there's absolutely locations you can try to drop into where it's just not going to be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
With the shuttle and the Reaver. And that was one of them that Mini went for. But Mini basically went for that because, and he hit there twice because it's just not an ideal location. So as we see, shuttle speed is done now for Mini. Was shuttle speed done when that drop happened, by the way, that he lost?
No, it was not.
Okay. I didn't think so.
So going up into the Templar archives here.
Now, does Stork get shuttle speed here?
I didn't see one of his shuttles.
There's always this question of,
recently.
do I want to remake the Reaver after I've lost it?
Well, Stork right now is up a little bit in supply. Scouts his army incoming, so that's very useful. Of course, he's got a smaller group of goons over there. Good thing that probe found that. It could have been a deadly attack coming in. No, it doesn't. Excuse me, doesn't look like he got his Reavers, or shuttle speed, rather.
Okay. Dragoons are going to move up here. Now, you got to be very careful against speed shuttle with Dragoons backing it. You can make magic happen with these units. As you can see, the shuttle is actually far faster than even the Dragoon is, so you can actually pursue stuff.
And there's always the threat of dashing into the main base as well. So
right.
It's kind of hard to defend against something like this.
So tempo-wise, I still like where Mini is here. Good force cancel there. Yeah, nicely done. Notice how he's really being cautious with where the shuttle stays. He even runs right out of there the moment that he does any damage. I'm actually surprised that Stork was taking another base there. I guess he's got enough. It's fine.
Well, I think that he's in enough of a lead that he feels all right with this, and he's just kind of macroing steadily. You can see he's maintaining a good 10 supply lead throughout this. So.
Right.
But you know, you force to cancel that Nexus. Maybe Mini starts his at the same time. That could make it quite a bit tougher.
So we're now going into late game PvP. Templars are going to be out now. Psionic Storm, specifically Psi Storm drops on workers, is the strongest thing in PvP. Probes are brittle units.
Yeah.
They don't last long. And so to have that option, especially with shuttle speed already upgraded, is a real threat. Also, if we
that's
see,
a good point.
If we see massive armies collide into each other, The quickest way to remake that is Zealot Archon. That way you dump all your gas, and I think we're actually going to have an engagement right here, right now.
Yeah, Stork's got quite an army. There are a couple Archons in here, which will definitely help out, but the Goons already put some damage on one of them. Pushes Mini back for the time being. Let's not forget, Mini did actually get his third Nexus started before Stork here as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, look at this. Stork is he trapping himself, or is he getting into a great position on the high ground?
He's on the high ground here, but it looks like he's going to try to fight this on the low ground instead.
Good spread of Zealots overall, so the splash damage not going to do quite as much to him. Drops his 2 Reavers out. Going to start getting some good ones right there.
Really good control here. Now we need to see if these Scarabs are going to connect with that group of Zealots. It looks like just barely. Mini might have enough as the reinforcements come in here. He keeps that Reaver alive. He backs up. Very important.
Yeah, Stork looks like he is going to go ahead and win that fight. A few Zealots do come in from the side, but not enough.
Split decision making here by Mini. He says, wait a minute, you probably don't have that many Dragoons, because you can see it's Zealot Archon that he was remaking. Suddenly the speed shuttle comes back in here, and look at this. You can get some real good pot shots off.
Yeah. Okay, doesn't get many with that one.
Okay,
but
that was actually shockingly bad, considering. Oh!
Oh, I
Good
like the
pickups.
Psy Storm defense. Forces that pickup.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get trapped in here either.
Ooh,
Great hits.
all right,
Oh.
finally a good one. Ends up losing that shuttle, but one more Scarab goes off. Another 3 probes go down. So it was actually all right at the end of the day, I would say. And look at this, a counterattack on the 3rd base as well.
God, Mini is just so good. I mean, this is all just him thinking on his feet. He's
Yeah.
kind of sending his army out and hitting different areas.
Great army movement, for sure.
And if he could actually get this, keep in mind Dragoons are likely to miss as they fire onto high ground when they're on low ground here. So using the Archon as a battery of that attack, he's probably going to be able to get this Nexus, and he might be able to run out and keep most of his army alive.
Well, it looks like maybe... no, I guess that's just a flank of 2 Dragoons there, so some of it should be able to get out. Gets that Archon, though. That's a pretty solid kill.
Now, the only question is does Mini have enough back at home? Was he macroing fast enough?
His supply is pretty reasonably high, and he has that 3rd base up, so if he can pull back and actually stay alive, that is going to be huge. But the army of Stork is a little bit scarier, I think, as well. He still has that group of Dragoons, which helps out so much. Like, yeah, Zealot Archon is very quick. Zealots, for instance, have higher damage output than Dragoons, but the Dragoons are so much more microable. You can pick off Archons quickly with them as well.
Right. Now, right now, it looks like Mini should win this game. When you kill that 3rd Nexus like that and run away, you're in pretty good shape. And I love this DT. This is so smart. He's going right up there. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to hide that in the natural. He might not even kill this probe.
Is it worthwhile to just try to cancel a Nexus? Like, if you draw him back even one time, I guess you shouldn't send your whole army back, though.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's going to go for it. I've really liked it when you see that you just hide the DT there, they transfer probes. I guess he's afraid that there's going to be a cannon made there anyways. Yeah. I guess also Mini already has the edge, right?
Yeah, as long as he stays alive right now, like that DT could actually seal the fate. If he wins this battle, that DT did it.
Yeah.
There's no 3rd base for Stork. There's no coming back at that point.
Okay, another engagement. Stork needs this to go well, or he's going to be further and further in hot water here.
Right, a great couple Zealots out there actually soaking a bunch of damage. Psystorm's starting to go off here. Stork's Reavers getting some real damage as well.
He just needs to juggle that shuttle back a little bit further. Excellently done by Mini. Gets that away. And from here, he just needs to buy time. But Stork is going to continue to press forward here. He's got a pretty scary army. You know, there's a chance, actually, that Stork just breaks Mini here.
Yeah, it is
a very
starting to look
real
like
chance.
that.
Yeah.
Some great pullbacks on his slow shuttle there as well. Mini really tried to dive on it, but didn't work out. Reaver at 1 health. Gets one final Scarab
shot coming out here. And again, if Stork can tip the scale, that would be huge. You know, when you got a Reaver, miracles can happen. I think he's going to do it, Artosis. This is so crazy.
It does look like it. Even a couple more Archons coming down right now. I can't see him staying alive at this point. Great Scarab there, actually eliminating Stork's Reaver, but Stork's got plenty more where that came
Mini
from.
did a great positional play here. He took out those bases. He was at an advantage, but Stork just kept a bigger army. He played a little bit more conservatively, and he was able to snowball this fight all the way up into this expansion. I love it, too. He didn't even try to fight at the 3rd base. He instead just ran in here and said, okay, I'm going to get right on top of production. And beautifully done.
Look at this, Mini micring his heart out right now, trying to figure out how to get some extra damage done, but the army of Stork is way too big, and GG is called. We tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, great stuff there by Stork. You know, Mini, he did a lot of smart plays, but then, you know, there's times where you got to go, okay, wait, but do you actually have an army back at home? You know?
Yeah.
He was running around. He had some cool plays he was getting away with. I think what he should have done is after he took out that third base, I think what you do is you put pylons in with your rally point with your army. You have everything turtled up so that
Take high ground locations and stuff, hold chokes.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, we saw all these awesome moves from Mini. Went over here, like, to stop this base or did it drop, but he was losing his army while he was doing that. And so even though it was cool to watch Stork get outmaneuvered, Stork isn't losing any of his army. And so when Stork actually regroups, even though he was down a base, I think he was at 120 supply and Mini was at like 95 or something like that. And so
at one point,
yeah. And when you consider that Mini was dropping and killing probes, that means Stork had a way bigger army. So,
well, this was Mini causing his own demise. He did that Reaver drop in the natural, lost the Reaver, getting really no damage done. And then he dived his whole army on top of the 2 Reavers, which I thought that was like a pretty smart move to try.
Yeah.
But it clearly didn't pay off. He lost his entire army at that point.
Yeah. Mini is looking really good. In some ways, he's looking better than Stork, but Stork asserting that he really can come here and smash through and play a solid PvP. I mean, Mini was trying a bunch of stuff, and it was working, but he wasn't clean enough with it. So it's not going to be one-sided, Artosis. We're tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this goes the distance. We are playing a best-of-7 here tonight.
Right.
Based on the games that you've seen here, right? We had the DT rush that didn't really work out, and then we had both of them going for the 2-gate observer. Who's playing better, do you think? Who has the edge going into set 3?
I think Mini's playing a little bit better. He's making stuff happen, right? But
he's consistently trying to make stuff happen, but sometimes that's biting him in the butt too.
That's
how he gets behind. That's how he catches up.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're both looking very good. That's also kind of a weird PvP when you're both playing like conservatively is also a little bit trickier than it looks. You really don't have a lot of vision for what's going on. You know, you could chase out the observers pretty quickly, and then it's a question of, okay, do I want to drop? Do I want to stay back and defend? How do I tack up? Anyways, we'll unpack that more in a little bit. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Game 3 in this best of 7.
지금 저그 6시로 러커드라 볼 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야. 해설은 예측 해설, 무당 해설.
역시 해설은 샤우팅 용준자.
용준이 형, 형 주무실 때 어떻게 해요?
왜?
형 찾아요 지금.
아까 그 선수야? 저 선수 한두 경기를 안 끝나거든.
아직 절반도 안 했어요.
이거 날밤 새겠네. 나 이대빵이 좋은데 또 찾아.
한두 판 같은 소리 하고 있네. 20판은 걸릴 거다. 응? 아니 20시간은 걸릴 것 같다.
나만 찾아 이놈의 인기. 나만 찾아.
근데 형은 뭐 먹는 것만 생각하세요?
선수가 전병력 한 방울씩 갑니다. 자, 상대 앞마당 멀티 밀어냈고요. 다음 이제 생산 건물만 장악하면 지지. 그렇지. 이럴 땐 역시 파카닉 풀업세이드 탱크에 싹 다 녹아. 이건 뭐죠? 사이렌 스톰.
간만에 날 잡고 하는데 잘 안 되네. 어몽 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 짜증나네. 명언보단 예측이지. 다시 무당의살 가자.
너의 플레이, 상대방의 플레이, 게임의 승패까지 모두 보이는구나. 이거 질 것 같죠? 그러면 제가 흐름 아는데 해설 바꾸겠죠? 제발 맞죠?
귀 빠지게.
할게요.
그렇다면 MC 용주.
쇼입니다 마니. 상대 선수 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원 탱커 1번은 세트가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통. 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제.
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허전 엄대엄이지. 역시 해설은
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다. 해설에 의한 해설을 위한 해설의 게임을 시작하자.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅, 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
한 분도밖에 안 남았네 지금요. 네, 미국으로 가는데요.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이거 이겨요. 와! 그렇죠. 이길 수 있어요. 저희와 함께라면 당신도 프로게이머가 될 수 있습니다. 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
야, 나도 한 판만 하자.
Welcome back, boys and girls. We're going to go into Game 3 here in this best of 7. The old versus the new. Stork versus Mini.
Yeah. Fighting Spirit, our next map, of course, is Mini's choice. A map where you have that small little ramp. It definitely can get into the two bases relatively easily. Don't expect to see anything crazy like 3-Gate Goon, but maybe that's why we'll see something crazy like 3-Gate Goon.
Yeah, it's this is of course the kind of the classic Starcraft map. We'll see what they want to do here. You have a small ramp, one thing to note, and to stop messing with me. I'm like, he's trying to hand me a water bottle, and while I'm talking, I'm trying to grab it. He keeps pulling it away. Stop it!
I never did that. Why do you make up such weird things? Oh, it's so weird to work with
His
you.
eyebrows are all raised as he's doing it too. Like, so, you have a small ramp on this map, so you can block it off with one zealot or one pro. So some sneakery could occur here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
This isn't one of these big ramp maps.
No.
Okay.
These big rich person big ramp maps.
These big butt maps. Okay. Too much space there. You can get up the ramp easy. You know what's going to go on. This might play a big role here. We'll see. Oh, we'll see.
Oh, will we ever? So we have Stork in that top right that we just saw, and Mini in the top left. All right. What's the ultimate strategy on this map, Tasteless?
The ultimate strategy that I'm going to use is the never one.
What's the ultimate strategy?
People
here?
think like this too. Like, people get into Starcraft like, okay, so what do I do? How do I win every game? I'm like, oh, it's not like that,
Well, you already told me that's what you and Day 9 thought at the beginning, is that there was some ultimate strategy.
We did. We really did.
So I want to hear your findings. What's the ultimate strategy on this map, Tasteless, for PvP?
I like going for the one gate robo expand.
Well, now that we figured out what the ultimate strategy is not, let's hope that these guys do something better than that.
Okay.
It's like a clickbait title. You'll never believe this strategy on Fighting Spirit.
I just can't lose any games with this strat. So, as we move on into this game, most likely going to be one gate on both sides. You can skip the Zealot sometimes on this map and just go right into the Dragoon. Generally speaking, we don't see that, but every once in a while you'll see people do it. Because 2-gate rushes are just so unlikely on this map, because it's a small ramp, because you can defend it. I would love to see these guys do some 2-gate strats, just because I want to see how they play it out.
Yeah, I think that Mini, he uses 2-gate so much already.
Right.
It'd be fun to see that for him. I don't know if we're going to, though.
Yeah, we might not. Well, it does not parlay well into the late game.
Yeah.
You'll see it a lot on ladder, though. People 2-gating, and then just trying to rush in and kill as many workers as possible.
Yeah. There's nothing in the world, in my opinion, like watching someone on the ladder 2-gate against Tasteless. Watching him try to keep that one Zealot alive, stop the 2-gate with his little goon that keeps getting hit by another Zealot.
It's so sad. It's so sad how long it takes a Dragoon to kill a Zealot.
Oh yeah, it's really funny actually.
When you're watching, because you know there's this whole art to microing your probes to keep them alive against a Zealot and a probe. Your probes just die so fast that when you're really just actually watching, like, okay, how many shots is it for a Dragoon to kill a probe? You're like, seriously? I got to not lose workers for this long?
Look at this. Beautiful move. So
Okay.
because Mini was trailing Stork there by just enough, Stork saw Mini's probe because of the fading vision, and Mini did not see Stork's, so he hold positions on the ramp. Now, what Mini is doing here is really smart to just leave the area, because that is, when you run into something like this, it is almost exactly what we just saw. It is almost never bringing a probe to the ramp and holding position there.
If we could actually zoom out here for a second, big picture. You're trying to trick them into thinking you're in a different starting location.
Yes, exactly.
He's trying to make it look like he's actually spawned in the bottom left.
Yeah.
And when this works against players, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Someone got me with it the other day, actually, in a TVT.
Oh, yeah.
Took me forever to get up that ramp, and he's not there. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
When I scout him, it's like he has his command center done in a bunker up. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a fun one. But a Robo going down for Mini. Stork, on the other hand, he's holding position on the ramp with a Zealot, and he added another Zealot. Why would you sit there and just make so many Zealots?
Oh, my God.
What?
I can't believe he just let that happen. But I was going to answer because you want to make it look like you're going for DTs.
But he's only showing one Zealot.
Yeah, but that if you have one Zealot blocking the ramp, you immediately think, oh, my God, he's going
Yeah,
for
but
DTs.
why would you make 2 Zealots?
Because you can make 2 Zealots if you're really DT rushing, because you spent all your gas so fast, you don't get you.
So he's trying to make it look like he's going DTs while he's going DTs? What?
Wait, no, was that not a Robo making?
No, it is, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm asking why you made the second Zealot.
I actually.
Is it just like a gas
No, he's
thing?
not. He's not DT rushing.
No, I know he's not. He's going Robo. Oh my God. So he's going Robo. I just wonder why he's made the second
DT. Game works anymore, Artosis.
That's okay.
This was it.
I think he must have
just that broke me.
Just didn't have the gas.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is actually. Well, they both have it, right? They both have 2 Zealots.
I don't know.
I think Stork does as well.
No, Stork definitely does. He's who I've been talking about the whole time.
Then, I think I got confused. I was looking at Mini, and then I, for some reason,
okay.
All right.
It's tricky because they're the same race.
Yeah. And I mean, the only difference is one's red and one's blue.
Yeah, those colors are almost the same.
I don't know how this was the game that broke me, Artosis, where I could no longer follow.
See, he has 1 Zealot and he has 2 Zealots. There we go.
All right, case closed. Now, this is going to be a similar circumstances to what happened in Game 2, by the way. You're in kind of the Dragoon Reaver arms race.
No observer tech here for Mini. So, seems like Stork will figure out that the Reaver's coming.
Yeah. Really too bad, though, that he actually, the probe actually got up the ramp. Yeah, 3 Zealots here. Isn't that funny? Okay, so what Stork might be doing is he's actually going to, if he might skip the shuttle and make the Nexus on the low ground, and just have Reaver there.
Like,
Maybe.
just rally down a Reaver?
Yeah.
I'm still just slightly confused about the Zealot count. Like, does the gas work out? Like, is he getting going to get shuttle speed or
Artosis,
something?
I'm confused too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, clearly it means the gas was going somewhere else.
I would. Yeah.
Maybe shuttle speed, something like that. But
I guess you can tank a lot against Dragoons or something. It's just to see
Well,
3 slow Zealots this early in the game.
usually you have 1 to 2, so the 3 I find interesting.
Okay, sees these goons moving out. I like that little dip. This Reaver push,
there
I
it
think
is.
it can break this, right? It's pretty easily.
It depends on the shuttle control.
I think the
he's
shuttle
not-
control will be good, Tasteless, so will he break it then?
Oh, let's see. If he targets down,
Ooh!
oh my God, that was really good.
Yeah, really good shot. But actually, the Stork Reaver doing a great job as
Yeah,
well.
Stork's really doing a good job getting these shots out. He actually did not target that Reaver immediately, which I was surprised by. Oh my God, and it even gets 1 more Scarab out, forcing a pickup.
Stork having to run up his ramp now. That's painful. He shot twice at the Reaver of Mini. I actually think one of them connected, but the other didn't.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole art to this, right? Because if you target Dragoons, you're going to hit them. If you target the Reaver, it's up in the air, right? So what he wants to do is get the shuttle now, and if he can force that to just get ditched there, then he can actually take this out and kind of win this fight. Now, keep in mind, Mini is actually getting his base up first.
Yeah. Oh, man, look at that.
Yeah,
it's
so
actually
that's-
really close to finishing, too.
That's a pretty substantial lead.
But Stork, does he have an extra Reaver then, is what this means? He's like one Reaver ahead or at least a half Reaver ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they got shuttle speed, because when you see these big fights go down, and it's, you might have a total of 4 Dragoons on the map, suddenly Reavers with shuttle speed become incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Okay, so starting to mine as natural now. Mini definitely going to be able to support all of his production here. Where does Stork go? Are you just trying to grab your shuttle and go for the harassment, or are you still playing a defensive game? I mean, he sees what's going on. It feels like he needs to go over there. Can't just let him do as he likes.
Yeah, well, Stork is kind of playing on his back foot here. He has that one observer out on the map, but you can see Mini just keeps coming over here and checking. He's looking specifically for that shuttle and the Reaver, too.
Yeah, making sure it's still there.
Yeah.
Look where he's
tabs
moving
on
his
that.
goons right now. I love it.
Yeah, this is great, because you know that somebody's going to be very
Eventually
likely
a
to try to
shuttle.
come up there, yeah. So you can just catch him.
This is like, I think, the difference between the best Protosses and Protosses down to B rank is that they put their goons where the drop is coming.
Yeah, yeah. If you can catch that.
Yeah.
By the way, he gets this observer. Oh my god, he doesn't get the observer.
Oh, man.
I lied to you good people at home.
They both have their Reavers ready.
Now, Mini might try to come out here and put on a little bit of a pin. PvP sometimes can come down to just having a better contain on them. I don't know if it's going to be the case here, but we could see the game go in that direction. Now, again, guys, this looks like the game from Game 2 here.
Yeah, a bit.
Now, he's just going to try to come in here and get any damage he can off.
Well, he definitely bruised that Zealot quite a bit.
Yep, nicely done. Mini certainly with more economic momentum here. But Stork does have a shuttle of his own.
What do you think about that? You bruise the Zealot and then you run home as quick as you can.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird, isn't it? Well, one thing about Mini is he seems to be like among the most active Protosses in the game.
Yeah, he's always moving around somewhere.
I think one thing about Stork is he's dealt with these kind of circumstances. When you set up a PvP defense, you're almost trying to make it like it's a bunch of turrets. The Dragoons are all spaced out. There's kind of an odd placement because it looks very random to the casual observer. You say, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But he might have been trying to fish out Stork's army to get into a fight. Now, even getting rid of the observers out here on the edge is pretty huge.
Ooh, 2 very good Scarabs right there.
Yeah.
And gets his Reavers back. Drops the Reavers out again. Look at these Scarabs. They're just amazing.
Incredible Scarabs here. And the shuttle's been shooed away. And somehow he actually kept that shuttle alive, though. That's pretty insane.
What a weird knockdown fight we just saw.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's kill each other's Dragoons.
Yeah, it really was
Stork
like
is
that.
like, yes, let's do it.
Now here's the thing. Mini's thinned out that Dragoon count. There's nothing here to defend.
Oh, my God. Great first Scarab right there.
It's so bad when you're playing and that happens.
Yeah.
You're just watching, you're like, well, okay.
Oh, I guess I'm
guess
even
he's-
further behind.
I guess he's better than me. So he's, again, looking for a fight here. Stork's got to be careful, by the way, because that shuttle is really, really low on HP.
Yeah. Oh, can he actually snipe this shuttle, though?
I think
No, it
that's
looks
exactly
like they get
what
out.
he wants him to do is try to come chase him here. He's just, I love how he's just staying just out of range of those
Yeah. He's doing such a good
shots.
job of
And
that.
now I think Mini's going to win this fight on an overwhelming level here. Oh, my God, if he can actually get this back out. Oh, my God.
Oh, but it's got, like,
wait.
no health.
Why is there another shuttle here? I don't understand.
It was here to switch with the other shuttle,
Yeah.
which has no health, and now they both have no health.
I can't believe that. That shuttle actually got away. That's so huge.
Well, now he's got 2 very red shuttles. He needs to shuffle them like the cups that have a ball under them to see if
Which
he can
one's
trick
got the
Mini.
Again, this is Stork doing this without shuttle speed.
Is
but
there
somehow,
anything in there?
No, it's empty.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He was trying to draw
GG.
some of the army away. GG. So, what we saw there, he was trying to fake out
Yeah.
Mini and have Mini panic and run back, and then maybe Stork wins the fight on the low ground.
Yeah.
Because if you win that fight and they can't get out of their base, then you basically win the game. But that was Stork trying to come up with a solution after being behind quite a bit.
Well, it was a good idea, and that's why we saw him. It might have looked weird that he just ran into that army, but he was just basically gambling that Mini had run everything up to counter that red shuttle that went into his main. But Minnie was keeping track. He knew that there was nothing in there.
Right. Really, really cool stuff there from both players. But again, Minnie is just really on top of his game. I think that Minnie, even getting outside of the base over and over like that, it's there's some genius to it because he's sniping observers. He's forcing Stork to rearrange his army. He's really cementing his lead further and further. But you can see Minnie just so graceful when these fights actually start to happen. By the way, no shuttle speed there for Stork.
Yeah.
I guess he skipped that and just tried to get a few more gateways and attack.
He didn't get it in that other game either, did he? He's just not into shuttle speed. He's old school.
It's weird.
It's the new kids that are getting the shuttle speed.
Shuttle speed, I'm all
they
about
like their
that, man.
fast shuttles, man.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Stork likes a nice shuttle. His shuttles only cost 200 minerals.
That's right.
Okay, that shuttle there for Mini, 400 minerals, 200 gas.
The thing about shuttle speed is the shuttle is so much better. Like, it's crazy, the tricks you can do with that. Like, when you get shuttle speed, you will almost always pay off that upgrade after you've used the Reaver of the shuttle a couple times.
Yeah.
There's just so much more damage you can deal there. Cool, intelligent play there by Stork to try to send one other shuttle up into the main.
Idea.
It's really showing that he's definitely a player that's not just planning stuff out. He's thinking on his feet here. I think, unfortunately, when he showed the other shuttle in the skirmish, that was what
yeah,
put him up.
I think so.
We're going to go to a break. We're going to a break. We'll be right back.
지금 저그 6시로 러커드라 올 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야. 해설은 예측 해설, 무당 해설.
역시 해설은 샤우팅 용준자.
용준이 형, 형 주무실 때 어떻게 해요?
왜?
형 찾아요 지금.
아까 그 선수야? 저 선수 한두 경기로 안 끝나거든.
아직 절반도 안 했어요.
이거 날밤 새겠네. 나 이대빵이 좋은데 또 찾아.
한두 판 같은 소리 하고 있네. 20판은 걸릴 거다. 어? 아니 20시간은 걸릴 것 같다.
나만 찾아 이놈의 인기. 나만 찾아.
근데 형은 뭐 먹는 것만 생각하세요?
선수가 전병력 한 방울씩 갑니다. 자, 상대 안마랑 멀티 밀어냈고요. 다음 이제 생산 건물만 장악하면 GG. 그렇지. 이럴 땐 역시 파카닉 풀업세이드 탱크에 싹 다 녹아. 이건 뭐죠? 사이렉 스톰.
간만에 날 잡고 하는데 잘 안 되네. 어몽 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지. 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 짜증나네. 명언보단 예측이지. 다시 무당이살 가자.
너의 플레이, 상대방의 플레이, 게임의 승패까지 모두 보이는구나. 이거 질 것 같죠? 그러면 제가 흐름 아는데 해설 바꾸겠죠? 제발 맞죠? 할게요.
그렇다면 MC 용주.
쇼입니다 마니. 상대 선수 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 통원 탱커 1번은 센즈가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통. 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제.
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허전 엄대엄이지. 역시 해설은
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다. 해설에 의한 해설을 위한 해설의 게임을 시작하자.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅, 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
한 분밖에 안 남았네 지금요. 네, 미국으로 가는데요.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이거 이겨요. 그렇죠. 이길 수 있어요. 저희와 함께라면 당신도 프로게이머가 될 수 있습니다. 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
야, 나도 한 판만 하자.
Welcome back, everyone. We're continuing on in this best of 7. Mini now up 2-1. We saw both players really go hard into just Dragoon Reaver in game 2 and 3. Stork did try a DT rush in game 1 that was masterfully thwarted by Mini. Mini really just played so brilliantly. We have not seen Mini deviate from kind of orthodox PvP. You know, you have options to do things like, it depends on the map and when they scout you, but you have the option to do DT rushes. You have the option to try to sneak a Nexus right away, or even go 3 Gateway Dragoon with no observers.
Well, I think he's going to have to take a bit more of a risk this game. Cross map is one of the kind of crazy maps. It's a 2-player map. You have that low ground main, high ground natural.
Right,
so
right.
things like 3-Gate Goon can be powerful here.
So a lot of times if you start out on low ground and there's a ramp, whether that ramp be small or large that you're trying to fight up, other maps like Reverse Lost Temple or Gladiator, if you get contained in PvP, remember guys, there's no really easy way to move lots of lots of Protoss units at once. Unless you recall, which you're not going to get recall on one base.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only do that against Terran.
Yeah. It's not possible.
No.
In PvP, it's not a feasible thing. So
if you lose your high ground, it's almost always game.
Yeah. It's one of the matchups where the high ground is more important than almost expansions.
Yes.
In some cases. Sure. So we're going to go into game 4. Right now, Mini with a 2-1 lead versus the legendary player Stork.
So Stork in the top right there, and Mini down here in the bottom left. Ooh, Mini maybe with the proxy gate coming up here.
Now, we saw Stork try this, and he won that game, by the way.
Oh, the gateway in the main base game?
Gateway in the main,
that was such a sick game.
I don't think this is going to be gateway in the main. I think this is going to be gateway outside of the main.
Okay.
Because I think he had to send the probe just slightly quicker.
Okay.
And basically, you want to get this right on 8 when he gets to 100 minerals. So this should be right outside here. Now, this is one of the problems with playing PvP on a one-on-one map is proxies are a problem. Now,
is that a 2-gate location or a 1-gate location?
I think it can be either.
Okay.
It really depends. Let's say he goes 2 gates. Your goal is to try to topple them.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard when you just have a zealot out to fight off 2 or 3 zealots, especially if they come in with a mana pot. Now, I believe if he gets a 2nd gate, I'm not sure if it's going to map out to this.
It's 2-gate.
But if when we see that 2nd gate come down, there's also a trick where you can make your 2nd pylon as the mana pylon.
Oh yeah.
When you do this,
you got to do that.
And it is
dastardly.
Dirty.
Yeah.
It is just like no matter how many showers you take, you'll never be clean.
Yes.
Okay? You can't wipe that filth off of you.
Yeah.
When you do the dirty
you think it's dirt. It's actually tattoos of dirt.
It's tattooed. You're tattooed dirt on you.
Yeah.
But you still stink of dirt.
That's true, too. All your soap is dirt flavored.
You are a filthy Protoss player if you do the Manor Pylon as a 2nd pylon.
Well, I could see him doing it.
Here
Here's probe comes. He's going to get in here and be like, oh, I might be in trouble at home. Here he comes! Oh, he wanted it
He's trying to.
Oh, you could feel how much he wanted it. A forge. That's how afraid Stork is, but he knows what's going on.
Did he not? Is he going to try to get the pylon up again?
Is he just not going to make a pylon?
He just won't have pylons this game. He's like,
all
right, 17 is my limit.
Yeah, he started.
Did he make one in his? Okay.
Yeah, it's right below his gas.
So he did try the dirty dirt, double dirt, 2nd pylon, Manor Pylon play.
And this is like, the thing is, dirt is a good thing, but this is dirt that doesn't even grow flowers.
No, it doesn't.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is not healthy dirt.
This is Chernobyl dirt. It's just radioactive. Okay, so
So it's 2-gate against 2-gate right now, and a Forge is on the way. Does that just, I mean, is Mini behind or ahead? I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on because of the cannon. It feels like this is good for Stork to me.
No, I think this is great for Stork. Stork's handling this so well that it's shocking.
Oh, he's going
now,
cannons!
Yes!
He's going cannons!
Okay, all right, so.
Oh, yeah!
He's going to cannon rush. I thought he was going to try to make cannons on the high ground, which is also something that can happen in these situations.
Well, his one lead is in the Zealot count.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he has to cannon push. It makes perfect sense.
Wow.
This is what you do against Terran when you double gate him.
So
if they turtle with a bunker, you make cannons.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Oh
that was a horrible exchange that Stork didn't have to take at all.
Yeah. No, that was
just really bad. I actually stopped casting when I saw it happen. I thought, what?
He thought to himself, he's like, you know what? Does less beat more? I need to try that. I know I've been playing for near 20 years, but I think less might beat more.
He needs to make cannons in front of the gateways. And what Mini needs to do is throw Zealots into the cannons to force him to cancel.
Oh my God, Tasteless. Like, I want Stork to go to the finals real bad, but when he attacked those Zealots,
that was
his Zealots. Look, he's
like,
I think
highly suspect.
It didn't work last time, but it'll work this time.
Well, now he knows he has to get rid of these cannons over here. He's just going to lose the game.
Probe's coming up to fight as well. Oh, this doesn't look very good, especially since his second cannon is so slow. Oh, they're so red, too. Look how red those Zealots are.
Here we go.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Good targeting. Immediately the cannon fires at the other cannon.
Oh, no.
And that's it. I think we're going to see GG here.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to get that other one. There it is, GG. Wow. All right.
Do you think it's rude of Mini to beat such a legend like that?
Thing is, man, I mean, he is lord of dirt and scum and filth now. After that is, the thing is, guys, that's really hard to stop. I'm sure you've had ladder games like that where you said that guy doesn't know what he's doing. Well, someone also did in KSL that might go to the finals. It's a good strategy. It's strong.
Well, he's up 3-1 right now.
Yeah, you're right. 3-1.
Yeah, he's a map away from
that game happened so fast. I barely processed it, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't even want to go to the commercial. I need to get into the next game. I need to know how this book ends.
So, yeah, on a 1-on-1 map, obviously you can hide your gates there, and because PvP throughout most of PvP at the highest level, it's one gate tech. Proxy gate is very hard to stop. Now, Stork had the right answer to start. He got the first cannon up, because what you don't want to have happen is that the Zealots filter in and start killing your probes. Because that snowballs very fast.
You know what's...
He did not go for gas tech. He halted everything and went immediately into 2-gate of his own to stop that. But you need to get enough cannons to also make sure they can't cannon push you. Now, that being said, there's also the possibility that Mini would have made cannons on the high ground. And then I don't know what happens.
Yeah, that game gets really wild at that point. But
yeah.
Why... Like, Stork scouted Mini... What happened to his probe? Did he just lose it? Did he scout Mini? I thought he did. And then you should be able to see the Forge coming up. And as soon as you see the Forge, you know exactly what's going on.
Right.
You're being cannon pushed.
Yeah. I don't know if our observer was watching when we saw to see if the probe was killed or not. Sometimes there's so much happening in those moments that you can like flick attack the worker as it's scouting around, and it'll just be killed. Plus, PvP Zealot versus Zealot Probe Micro, when you have that going on, like in a 2-gate, the players have to focus in so much on that because 1 or 2 misclicks and you probably lose the game, that it's possible that his worker was just neglected.
Yeah.
Well,
Stork really on the ropes right now. He already chose cross game, which is kind of a crazy map where you're taking some gambles. Mini out-gambled him there. Where do you go next? We have Circuit Breakers, we have Eddie, and Medusa.
Medusa's very weird PvP.
Yeah.
You don't have any ramp at all. And the entrance to your base is very open. I don't know if he wants to play that. The problem is if Stork's going to win now, he has to win on every map.
That's true. It doesn't even matter what map to choose.
Yeah, at this
actually
point in time,
it does a little bit, because if you get one win, you're more likely to get a second win.
That's not true. We'll be right back after the short break.
You're not likely at all otherwise.
지금 저그 6시로 러커드랍 올 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야? 해설은 예측 해설, 무당 해설.
역시 해설은 샤우팅 농준자.
용준이 형, 형 주무실 때 어떻게 해요?
왜?
형 찾아요 지금.
아까 그 선수야? 저 선수 한두 경기로 안 끝나거든.
아직 절반도 안 했어요.
이거 날밤 새겠네. 나 이대빵이 좋은데 또 찾아.
한두 판 같은 소리 하고 있네. 20판은 걸릴 거다. 응? 아니 20시간은 걸릴 것 같다.
나만 찾아 이놈의 인기. 나만 찾아.
근데 형은 뭐 먹는 것만 생각하세요?
선수가 전병력 한 방으로씩 갑니다. 자, 상대 앞마당 멀티 밀어냈고요. 다음 이제 생산 건물만 장악하면 질지. 그렇지. 이럴 땐 역시 파카닉 풀업세이드 탱크에 싹 다 녹아. 이건 뭐죠? 사이렉 스톰.
간만에 날 잡고 하는데 잘 안 되네. 어몽 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지. 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 짜증나네. 명언보단 예측이지. 다시 무당에서 가자.
너의 플레이, 상대방의 플레이, 게임의 승패까지 모두 보이는구나. 이거 질 것 같죠? 그러면 제가 흐름 아는데 해설 바꾸겠죠? 제발 맞죠? 할게요.
그렇다면 MC 용주.
쇼입니다 마니. 상대 선수 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원 탱커 1번은 센즈가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통. 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제.
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허전 엄대엄이지. 역시 해설은
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다. 해설에 의한 해설을 위한 해설의 게임을 시작하자.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅, 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
한 분밖에 안 남았네 그러면. 네, 이거 가는데요.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이겨요. 와! 그렇죠. 이길 수 있어요. 저희와 함께라면 당신도 프로게이머가 될 수 있습니다. 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
야 나도 한 판만 하자.
What's up, everybody? We're back here at the KSL. Mini is killing it. Down with the dirty double gate. Attempted second pylon as a manor pylon. Into cannon rushes. Even Protoss players are a little bit offended by that dirty play. I mean, that is even Protoss players like, okay, man, come on. Make a cybernetic score. Come on. Cut it out.
Who needs gas?
Yeah.
His buildings are strong
These
enough.
starting units and buildings and workers are pretty good.
Yeah.
Good enough for me to win the KSL, maybe.
Maybe.
He does sing like that.
All the time.
We're going to go to Eddie.
Okay.
All right. Maps being given names that
Now,
people don't really name their kids Eddie anymore.
well, Edward, people still name their kids Edward.
Not really.
What do you know about kids' names?
All sorts of stuff, man.
I couldn't even think of someone who would
Yeah.
know less than you about that.
Yeah.
God.
It'd be funnier if Artoz had a kid named Ed, too. It's like, how dare you?
Oh my God, you're really bad. So Eddie is our map here. This is one of those rock, paper, scissors-esque maps because you do, again, have that low ground. You're not as able to proxy. Like, there are locations where you can try to do a proxy, but then it becomes a percentage play as well. So I don't think we'll see something like that, but the 3-gate observer DT triangle, that's real. And this is somewhere that Stork definitely could pick up a victory.
Early game is so much more technical on a map like this. It's very hard to navigate cleanly. I mean, this is going to be a real uphill fight for Stork.
Literally.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't even mean to make that pun. Nice. Okay. We're going now into, what is this, Game 5? Yeah, Game 5.
Mini's going to go DTs. Who are you? Stork is in the bottom right. Mini's in the bottom. I looked at his eyes.
Yeah.
I could tell
there was
he's
a
going
shiftiness,
DTs.
right?
He's going DTs. First off, you saw the game he just played, okay?
Yeah.
And also, Stork's going to go 3-gate, and Mini's going to go DTs. You watch this. You can just tell by looking in his eyes.
Artosis, you're damaged goods. Okay.
Listen, I know evil when I see it, okay? Evil's real. It exists.
It's in all of us. It's whether or not we make the choice to go for DTs. This person has like 3 signs.
Yeah.
First few pages of my novel. Just put this up here.
It's like, yeah, thousands of people read the beginning of my novel. They really liked it.
Well, Artosis,
yo,
let's see how these two players approach the fight for the ramp.
Fight for the ramp. With a lot of units, or just one Cape Boy?
One Cape Boy to go to the KSL finals.
Man. Stork, if he can come back from this, that would be just wild. But Mini looking poised, just needs the one map out of these next 3.
Yeah.
I would say the odds are in his favor.
Would you?
I would, indeed.
You're very brave.
Like, oh my god, is this a Nexus first? What is going on? Or 2 gates at once? Like, what's going on? No, it is a Nexus first, right?
Oh wow, he's doing this.
You have to go cannons with this?
No.
You can just go Nexus first and make Zealots?
Well, you're supposed. Okay, this is weird.
It's a Nexus first. Does he know what race he's against? Does he think Mini chose Terran this game? And now Mini is scouting him first. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
The DT thing isn't going to happen. It was, I promise, but he doesn't need to do that now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So there's a gate.
So this is kind of
tell me how you're supposed to hold anything with this.
Okay, so you're basically having to play around their approach. So you see this, you think one of 2 things, right? First of all, when you say Nexus first, you have that exact reaction. You go, what? You have 2 choices, right? You could start to Zealot rush it, or you could start to Dragoon rush it, right?
Yeah.
So you try to counter, if it's a Zealot rush or Dragoon rush, you try to counter which one that is. In this case, we see the first Zealot's going to come out, and you kind of just play from this weird position. Now, the other thing is you can also DT rush. This is, by the way, guys, this is just very, very hard to pull off.
Well, is there no world in which you make cannons here?
You might make a cannon, but it's not like your fast expanding PvZ. Because cannons will also die to Reavers, or DT drop in the main.
Oh, DT drop, you're really getting out there now. They also die to a scout that goes in your main base and gets your probes.
So he's going to get that cannon there.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, but if you see people do this, you can go right in the DT drop and sometimes just win the game.
Well, I mean, he did want to go DTs, we saw in his eyes before the game began.
You're so funny. You're too much, Artosis. You're just too much.
Oh, the hold position probe on the ramp. This is a great move.
Yeah.
It just stops units from rallying, and it buys actually a lot of time. You saw that Dragoon walk all the way up, then all the way back down. Little moves like this can be the difference in holding off rushes.
In a game, StarCraft 1, when you're watching moves at kind of this slow pace, so anything you can do to buy time is huge. By the way, it seems like this build is going to work out here for Mini. I'm sorry, for Stork. He's doing an excellent job here.
What is that? Oh my god, is that for a proxy Reaver?
Yeah. Yeah, because you want to try to Reaver push in there.
I think you do power this down, because it's going to buy you so much time.
Yeah.
But now that he's got 2 bases, you're just going to probably go up to 3 gates, right?
You're asking me, is Stork going to go 3 gates? Or
you just go 3 gates and try to overpower whatever
this is really, okay, this is like just really hard to call right now because there's so many different directions this can go. I think that Mini has the right idea by trying to go for the Reaver push.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is really, really intelligent play. We usually see Protosses do this. Oh my God,
There
he
was
had a second
another
probe
probe
out there.
there.
What? So we usually saw. What was the first time you and I experienced this strategy? It was Snow did it against Flash, right? Snow
Which?
won.
Oh, Nexus first?
No, the Reaver slow crawl
Oh.
across the map.
Yeah. That's right.
By the way, there's a chance Stork tries to rush into DTs. He probably will not go for Dragoon range.
But what if this is Proxy Observer?
Well, then you're in trouble town, my friend.
Yeah. Okay, so can't quite go in there right now. Plenty of cannons to hold him off. Look at that, another pylon. What is that one for? Shield battery?
Could be. Yeah, why not?
I'm excited. I want to, like, the Reaver's going to be a while. Look how long the Robo takes to make.
Yeah, it's a very slow building structure. Let's see here. Do we have the DT tech over here? Oh, wow, he's not. I'm sorry, everybody. I really thought a lot of times when you go for the DTs, because they're trying to lean in so hard, especially when you see the proxied Robo. Oh, wow. Mini's just so good at
Cannons?
everything. Yeah.
He's going to go Cannon Reaver. The cannons will help cover the Reaver from goons diving in.
Yes.
And Zealots, of course, as well.
Yeah. I almost think that Mini is sort of trying to come up with this on the fly, but I guess this can work. Thing is that if there's no DT tech, there's no Reaver tech here for Stork. I mean, you're just going to be pushed by the Reaver and the Dragoons, right?
Well, I mean, the push is going to come, but Stork can make so many units, and we're so close to his base.
Funny thing about the cannons, too, is I guess that actually stops the DTs if that was a tech, too, huh?
Do you see this? He's like building more of a base out here than Stork has.
This is like what happens when you have like your two younger cousins play against each other and they're not very good, but you're like, let's just see what they do.
Dude, all he needs
and then this is like that game, you know? You're like, all right, well.
All he needs here is a Nexus, Tasteless, and it's going to look like the campaign.
Yeah. Just one carrier over this army.
Yeah. Just sitting there, an air unit on hold.
One scout and one carrier, yeah.
God. Okay, so now he has to make the Reaver attack south. That's one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, the Reaver's a little bit buggy.
When you try to attack south, it like actually glitches somewhat often. Look at that. Do you see this? Are you watching the game I'm watching?
No, my eyes are closed. I can't watch it.
I can't even believe this.
Thing is, I mean, Mini doesn't have that much, right? Stork's economy is kicked in. He's got
scary though.
Yeah, he does for sure, but
I think he can wait for the last cannon to die, but he wants to go before the second Reaver's out.
Right.
I think that's the key. Like, maybe after this Scarab go. He just had 3 goons pop. I don't think he's going to get a better time.
He might want to wait until there's... I guess, actually, Mini's going to be really on top of making Scarabs.
Yeah,
here.
see, there's the second Reaver. That's making me real scared, Tasteless. I was a little bit scared before, now I'm real scared.
Shaking. Now, what is the tech that Stork said? Is it Robo? Oh, I love the zoom out shot. I love that we can do this, by the way, now. Okay.
Oh. Okay, trying to dive on top of these Reavers, but look at that shield battery.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Shield battery is like, it's like the best shield battery usage we've ever seen.
Long life, lively life.
Yeah. Is that it? I think he
that's
just died.
super
I mean,
it.
the shield battery, you rarely see it made, but in that moment,
that was amazing.
It's
though.
perfect.
With the cannons, the shield battery, all that.
Right.
I mean, that was an awesome push from Mini, and I think that probably was made on the fly.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think you hit Nexus first that often in PvP.
It's funny because you would look at that and say you can't possibly get away with it. Nexus first can be pulled off.
Yeah.
Look at Mini, very happy with himself for that win. Mini's going to go on to the finals, guys.
Yeah, that's true. That's his second finals in a row.
Sorry, that was such an odd game that we had to cast there. I almost kind of got out of the fact that this was a tournament match. I was trying to map out what they were doing. What a fun series, though.
No, it certainly was.
And we got to see that. I think a lot of times people think that PvP is just, you know,
there's a lot of
Reavers. There's so much you can do in that matchup. Really cool stuff. Yeah, the Nexus first play. I don't think Stork had factored in the possibility of that Reaver and cannon push.
Yeah, the shield batteries as well really kept those Reavers going.
It's weird because like it sounds like when you say that's what you're responding to that with, it sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, what? You're gonna Reaver and cannons at their natural, and you don't have another base, but it's just strong enough. And again, that shield battery, that was like the MVP play right there. The fact that he healed the Reavers. You only need, 4 or 5 Scarabs to be shot out to decide the fight.
Yeah. Well, that's 400 or 500 splash
Even if it
damage.
just hits like 1 Zealot or 1 Dragoon. In the long run, that's going to be enough. And so he has the shield battery there. He keeps those units alive for enough time, and he wins the game.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Well, Mini definitely deserving of his second finals in a row. Of course, he was just in the finals against Last in the ASL.
Yeah.
And here he awaits snow or rain. And, I mean, I'm still looking at rain to take down this whole tournament. He
think
smashed
so.
Mini before in PvP, but you can see he's really good at playing on the fly here as well.
Yeah. Very, very good at that. Yeah, I mean, this was a lot of fun. I'm kind of surprised at some of the choices that Mini made build-wise. It's like he started out the first half with like the most orthodox textbook PvP, and then he completely went insane in the last 2 games. Again, that double gate, we're going to have to watch for that. And all these one-on-one maps, PvP, we've got plenty more PvPs to come here in KSL. How are people going to utilize those proxy gates? It's kind of hard to not do that when you see how strong it is.
I like to see him mixed in, to be honest.
If you want to win, I mean, why would you not make gateways there? Unless they make their own gateways.
Well, what happens then? It
just
turns into a base trade,
Battle.net
right?
shuts down. No one knows. No one's ever seen that before. The game can't handle it. Congratulations to Mini. Moving on. This is interesting that we have, since it's only Protosses in the Final Four, to kind of see this matchup really get unpacked at the highest level. I know that some people roll their eyes or complain about mirror matchups specifically, but it is really fun when you're going to have this all compacted into one short period of time to really see how the very best and brightest approach this.
Yeah.
Because, you'll see the super safe play, getting observers out, going to try to get a safe nexus, or you'll see the crazy stuff.
And to be honest, even seeing what we saw tonight, the next series is going to learn from that. That can influence what's going to happen.
Sure.
Maybe Snore Rain looks at that 2-gate on cross game and says, wow, that's strong. I really got to look out for that.
So, Mini wins 4-1 versus Stork. I thought Stork had a really impressive game in Overwatch. I think that Nexus on 12 in the last game was, I think that was wishful thinking, but
I think getting scouted first is painful in close spots as well,
I wonder
right?
if one of the things about doing Nexus first is you get to kind of avoid the ramp headache.
Well, certainly you're not fighting over the ramp. That is true.
Right.
That is
so
true.
there's that.
And if they scout you late, then I think it's harder for them to react their build as quickly. And if it's cross spawns, obviously the rally time for your units is longer.
Right. Well, also, a lot of people are not strong against that kind of stuff. They're so used to PvP being within a series of parameters they've already played against that a quick Nexus can really throw them off. Especially because when you're doing a build like that, you can scout someone like Mini pretty easily to see what's happening. I'm really impressed that Stork immediately knew to go out there and start trying to kill the...
Oh, yeah.
What's funny, too, is that how you stop that if you're Stork is you just get a robo of your own and get one Reaver.
KSL 시즌 3
Yeah, I
첫
guess you're
번째 결승 진출자 변현재 선수입니다.
We have our first finalist. It's
자,
Mini.
바로
Congratulations.
결승 진출하게 됐는데 소감 부탁드립니다.
How do you feel?
일단은 결승에 또 가게 돼가지고 너무 기쁘고 이제 결승까지 좀 잘할 수 있을 것 같아요.
I'm so happy to be in the finals.
탄력을 제대로 받았다는 얘기인 것 같고요.
네.
이제 결승까지 잘할 수 있다는
I think I'm
얘기는
going to bring better
우승을
games in
염두에서
my
이런
last finals,
말씀하신
for
거죠.
sure.
네, 이제는 우승할 시기라고 생각이 듭니다.
와, 4강에서
I think it's time for
4대
me to win
1이라는
this
스코어를
KSL.
만들었습니다.
I'm ready to win a
네,
tournament.
앞서 저희가 중계를 하면서도 ASL 지난 시즌에서
네.
또 결승 무대까지 밟아봤는데 이번에는 확실히 남다른가? 어떤 느낌?
일단
You went to the
16강
finals in
올라간
the ASL before, but
순간부터
failed there.
느낌이 너무 좋았고
What's different now?
그 느낌이 그냥 계속 쭉 이어가는 것 같아요.
그 기세가 계속
I think I
이어지고
was
있었고
excited,
그래서
but almost
4대1로
nervous
승리를
excited in the
거뒀다.
last
자, 그러면
finals.
이제
It's going to be
세트에 대한
different this
얘기를 좀
time. I'm
진행해
a
볼
different
텐데요.
player.
첫 번째는 승리를 거뒀지만
네.
두 번째 세트에서는 한번 패배를 했어요.
네.
그때 리버가 타 있는 셔틀이 잡히게
Let's
됐었죠.
talk about game number 2 where you lost.
그때 심리적으로 좀 어땠습니까?
일단 첫 세트도
How did you feel in that moment?
이겼다고 생각이 들었거든요. 두 번째 세트는 이제 좀 제가 잘할 수 있는 플레이를 해보자 했는데 좀 생각보다 안 되더라고요 플레이가. 그래서 좀 1대1이 되고 좀 생각이 많아졌던 것 같아요.
생각이 좀
That game didn't
많아졌었다.
quite go as I
그때
expected.
송병호 선수가 또 집중력을 발휘하면서 1대1로 만들었거든요.
네.
자, 근데 여기서 이제 달아나기 시작하더니 네 번째 세트에서는 전진 게이트.
네.
아 거기서 사실 캐논
they're
러시까지
talking
또
about game
판단을
number
하게
4,
되셨는데
the cannon
이때는 어떤
rush.
상황이었죠?
그때 솔직히 졌다라고 생각이 들었거든요. 처음에 이제 서치가 오고 상대가 테크 쪽을 안 타가지고 가스
I thought I was going to lose that game, honestly.
돈을 안 써서 무조건 졌다고 생각했는데 운 좋게 이제 서치 프로브도 잡았고 이제 기회가 단 하나만 있다고
Luckily, I killed
생각이
his
들어가지고
probe.
포토러시를 하게 되었어요.
In the initial
그리고 이제
fight.
마지막까지 이루어지는 교전에서
And once I was able to get over there
사실
and start to make the
사랑의
cannons, I
배터리를
knew
다시
that
한번
once that cannon finished, I would
볼 수
win.
있는 상황이 생겼었어요.
네.
배터리까지 지으면서 마음가짐은 아 이거
Talking about game
잡았다라는
5 and the
생각이
shield
확실히
battery.
일단은 이제 노게이트 더블을 보자마자 제가 서치가 빨리 성공이 됐기 때문에
Once I confirmed that he went
첫
double
번째
gate,
서치
그게
되면
좋았어요. 네.
무조건 이긴다라고 생각이
and then there
들었거든요.
was
이제
with
넥서스를
Big
보는
Nexus.
순간 이 게임은 무조건 이겼다 이 생각이 들었어요.
I knew
네,
I thought
결국에는
I immediately would win that game.
4대
I would
1이라는
just make the
아름다운 스코어를 또
robo and push it.
만들어내면서 결승에 진출하게 됐습니다. 자 이제 여기서 궁금해지는 건 본론인데요. 장윤철 선수와 정유종 선수가 이제 내일 경기를 하게 됩니다.
네.
두 선수 모두에게는 이 복수전이라는 게 성립이 되는데
네.
특히나 어떤 선수가 올라오면 좀 위험할 것 같다.
So Rain and Snow are fighting tomorrow. What are your thoughts on those two players in that
정유종 선수가 좀 더
matchup?
위험하다고 생각이 드는데 최근에 스타를 안 해서
I think Rain is a
어제
little bit
연습을
stronger,
같이
to be
했거든요.
honest.
근데
예.
좀 갑자기 스타가 어렵다라고 하더라고요. 원래 항상 푸프전 같은 경우는 뭘 해도 이긴다는 마인드를 가지고 있을 텐데 윤종 형이 어제 갑자기 스타가 어렵다
But
하길래
lately, Rain's been complaining that Starcraft
내일
is really
경기는 좀
difficult
모를 것
for him.
같아요.
He's been in
저는
somewhat of a
항상
slump, I guess.
푸프전은 정윤종
This is
선수가
probably
이제
Oh
Cruise
yeah,
Street.
getting the top 4 in every tournament.
이제
Definitely.
대회에서는 정윤종 선수가 이길 거라고 생각을 하는데 내일 경기는 좀 모를 것 같아요.
자 그러면
in terms
내일
of
누가
PvP,
올라오든
I think Rain might be
결승에
the best
임하는
player in
각오
the
한번
world.
들어보겠습니다.
일단은
What do you have anything you want to
이번
say before we
시즌은
close this out?
뭔가 잘 풀릴 것 같아가지고 이제 누가 올라오든 제가 우승할 수 있을 것 같고
I don't know why, but somehow I just feel like I'm going to win this time.
보여드리겠습니다.
네, 자 그리고
I'm gonna do my best to show some great games. Please come watch me.
한마디 부탁드릴게요.
일단은
응원하시는 팬분들이 굉장히 많아요.
항상 여자친구가 응원해줘서 고맙고 이제 제 팬분들도 응원해줘서
Oh,
고맙고
just because he asked me to say
경기를
something to the fans.
보시는 분들한테도
Thanks for everybody who
감사하고
came down and supported me.
이제 좋은 모습 보여드리겠습니다.
네, 다시 한번
I'm
결승
going to show you
진출
guys some
축하드립니다.
great games.
감사합니다.
All right.
자, 이렇게 해서
Many wins,
4대
Artosis.
1로 결승에 진출한 변준 선수와
Goes
인터뷰를
on to that
해봤습니다.
finals.
다시
Big
화면
deal for him.
보여드리겠습니다.
You know, it's funny because we just saw him in the ASL finals, and we were talking about how, like, yeah, you're not going to be able to stop this guy. He's just kind of got the skill set where he is going to continually make it deep in every tournament, and here he is.
You know, Minnie's obstacles have mostly, it seems to be, been emotional. Anxiety, stress, with just kind of trying to get through a tournament, and he seems to be more and more comfortable here.
Yeah, and he's really only dropping to the absolute best players in the world, like Flash eliminate him from an ASL.
Right.
We saw Rain eliminate him from an ASL. I believe Snow eliminated him one time, and Last eliminated him from the
Yeah.
ASL finals.
I mean, there's
right? These
no
are like
shame in
the
losing to those
strongest,
players.
the
Yeah.
strongest players that you can even imagine.
Yeah. I think we might even have a closer PvP tomorrow, by the way. Friday night, be sure to join us. Snow and Rain are going to be facing off in another best of 7. And then we'll have the KSL finals next week.
That's right. On next Saturday, we're
Yep.
going to have it. Make sure you get your tickets for that. The tickets will sell out, I'm pretty sure. And, I mean, they pay for themselves instantly with the amount of stuff we're giving away. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of cool prizes down here. We'd love to have you guys come to our finals. If you're watching from overseas, definitely make sure you get the ticket to the show first before you get your airline ticket.
Yes.
This happens every finals. I know some of you get tired of hearing me say it, but if I can help one person actually get into a finals, versus like they flew to Korea and then thought they get the tickets here. It's always sad when that happens.
It is sad.
because there's nothing we can do about it.
Well.
As powerful as you guys probably think we are, as much as gods as you think we are,
And we are.
we are. We're pretty badass dudes. But we can't get you inside the venue. Okay.
Maybe if you fit in a suitcase, but other than that.
Yeah. If you fold up like that one guy in Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
So, tomorrow is Snow versus Rain.
Yes.
What do you favor? Snow or Rain?
Rain.
Rain, why? You have to carry an umbrella for that.
It sucks more.
Gotcha.
Rain is brutal.
Yeah.
No, I think maybe Snow takes it. Snow is very good. We might be a little bit biased here just because Rain's been playing so well lately. But, Snow is... We saw Snow overcome PVZ just recently. Like, that's not a problem matchup for him anymore. maybe he'll have the right stuff here for this PvP. One thing about Rain, though, by the way, he always seems to get an edge in the build right at the start of the game. I don't know how he does this so well. He seems to have I mean, this is like 8 layers deep, 3D underwater chess, 4 million IQ play. I don't know how he always gets ahead like that, but he does.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do that tomorrow. Don't forget, guys, about our tickets. It's at the bottom of the screen right now. It looks like they are already on sale, so definitely go and get them.
Go, go, go.
They're on Ticket Link. So
go to Ticket Link.
Go to Ticket Link and type in KSL, and hopefully it'll come up and you can get your tickets because it is going to be a packed venue. It's going to be hype. We have Mini already there, a returning finalist, and of course there's going to be another returning finalist, whether it's snow, whether it's rain.
Right. Yeah, so do join us tomorrow. We're going to be right back here, 7 p.m. KST, the same time we're normally on. And this is cool. It's good to be back here doing KSL. We're almost wrapping up this entire season. It's been really fun. And it's so interesting to see these players continue to evolve and the StarCraft 1 meta continue to evolve here.
Oh, yeah. It does continue to move forward. I wish we could see something like Nexus First become a regular build in PvP, but it seems like Mini had a very good counter there. Still, the cannon push is not something you see every day, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was very cool. I think the cannon rush, it sounds weird, but that's actually a reaction to the cannons of Stork.
Absolutely it is, yeah.
You know, if you guys are going to go try to ruin people's nights on the ladder now,
it's a great way to do it.
You don't make the cannons unless they make their own cannons. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but otherwise, you know, they would eventually be teching out Dragoons. They just kill your stuff.
No, you don't want that.
No.
But if they're turtling that heavily, cannons, you're never going to be able to cover everything with your cannons defensively.
Yeah.
You have to beat the Zealots in a fight and then beat the cannons. So.
I don't have much else to say, Artosis.
No?
I thought we covered this
That's a
PvP
first.
quite well. This is a fun PvP series, by the way.
No, it was good. It was good.
It
I
was,
think tomorrow's better, but...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Rain is so good, I could even see him 4-0ing. And then, is he going to 4-0 Mini at that point? The thing is, there's so many games to study from each other, and Mini's coming up with some good strategies, so... I think we're in for a good finals coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just don't know... I can't imagine Snow 4-0ing Rain.
That's impossible.
That's impossible, I feel like. But I could see this being either one-sided where Rain dominates or it's really close with Snow and Rain. And we are now allowed to close out the show. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the second to last day of the KSL. Bye-bye.